Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with the Chocklett Factory with the man himself, Blane Chocklett. Blane, how are you?
I'm tired, man. How are you?
I'm about the same. I could tell when we started talking that I don't think I've heard you this tired after several days of muskie fishing back to back.
Yeah, it's 8 weeks straight of being on the road. You know, I've been on the road for 8 weeks. I think I was home 3 days out of 8 weeks and finally back. But a lot of stories, a lot of fun times. Just, it's been a whirlwind, to be honest. Where did the summer go? You know?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. So I know you were like out in the Midwest, and then I know you most recently were down at Albie Fest, and you want to kind of give people the 30,000 foot view of where you've been and then kind of where you're going, and then we can talk about products and all kinds of other cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was up in the factory up in Ohio a couple times and left from there, went to Louisiana. I was down there doing the Jack project. Was able to take my family with me on that one, which was great. So we were down there for a week and came back. I think I was home for a day and a half and then went up to Indiana to do some shop demos and tie-in stuff, and got back from there and was home for one day and flew out to Alabama, did some more Jack project stuff, and that was a great trip too. A lot of cool stuff going on down there. And then flew home and was here for 12 hours and went down to North Carolina for the Albacore Festival, which I've been doing forever. It's such a great place, and just putting as much attention on Albies and Jacks as I can this year. And, you know, with that filming we're doing with the Jack project and all that, it's rewarding, but it's kept me on the road because I've been all over. Been everywhere, man. You know how that song goes.
Yeah, I do. And, you know, it's kind of funny. I know you're not a big fan of flying. How did the airlines treat you this time around?
That was good. Actually, everything was great. You know, no delays. Everything was smooth. You know, it's been good. Let's keep my fingers crossed because I got to hit the road next week. So hopefully won't have any issues on that either. So it's just part of the game, man. Just, you know, it's crazy. You know, the Jack project this year took me everywhere from South Carolina to Florida, and Florida to Alabama, Louisiana, Texas. So I hit all the Jack spots, and we got a lot of great footage on that, and just telling the story of the Jack and putting as many acoustic tags in them so we can start getting the science done for the research that we could give to the powers to be to make the policies and get these Jacks protected. So that's just been a real goal of mine. I love Jacks. I think they're one of the best game fish we have to offer. They do everything we love. They're strong. They're beautiful. They fight like crazy. They eat good. It's there's nothing not to like. And it's important to not only recreational anglers, but the guides that guide for them, because people travel now all over. You know, you've heard for years about GTs and going all over the world to do that, but the American GT, which is the Jack Crevalle, is to me as important as any fish out there. And you know, if anybody's ever targeted them or haven't, I highly recommend it. And those that have, they know how special they are.
Yeah, and I would say, too, you know, in addition to the Jack project, I've been seeing some stuff from ASGA on Menhaden. You want to let folks know about that?
Yeah, so, I mean, the news came out on that. I mean, in all my travels from, you know, Louisiana, I've seen the Menhaden fleets here in the Chesapeake, the Menhaden fleets, and watched the spotter planes, and just seeing the devastation that happens. You know, I'm not against anybody trying to make a living, but, you know, it's time that we make everything sustainable, you know. And the fact that I think the numbers came out, it was like 275 million pounds over quota a year, which is ridiculous. I mean, they overestimated, and which was really telling you that they thought there was a lot more menhaden in the ocean than what there really is. And that's a big problem. You know, that's not a number that you can really look at and say, oh, we did a great thing here. I mean, now we're like scrambling to try to protect one of the most important species that we have. I mean, there's so many animals that, what from whales to birds to all the different predator fish we target depend on them. Not only that, but they're filter feeders. So they help clean the ocean. They help do all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's that whole pyramid effect. And, the Menhaden are the beginning of it. And to be having that giant of a number, 275 million pounds overestimated. So that just blows my mind. So we're trying to get as many people to sign on to try to get these regulations. And, and the sad thing is in Louisiana, I mean, if they block them from working on the East Coast, or where do you think they're going to end up going? So the big scare is they're going to all end up in the Gulf. And when that happens, I mean, there's no quota limitations. If I'm speaking correctly, in Louisiana, so they could just go and just destroy it completely down there. And they did this crazy buffer line, which was a joke that we were totally against, and they went through with it anyway, thinking they were getting a win there. But I mean, we're talking about like if you look at the big picture, it's like a speck of sand difference, So there's a lot of things that we're fighting with ASGA and trying to get as many people. Tony and the whole team over at ASGA has been working hard on it. Unfortunately, I haven't been a part of the meetings as much as I usually am because I've been on the road so much doing my part on the Jack project. But, I get the notes and all that stuff and try to read up on it as much as possible. But, we have serious problems. I mean, and it stems from Menhaden to redfish being overfished and striped bass in trouble. I mean, there's not a lot of good signs for anything and anywhere I go. It's kind of depressing, and that's why it's becoming even more important for me to help spread the word about what's really going on and how important it is for us to use our voice. I mean, that letter to sign up on the Menhaden, literally you click on that link at ASGA, you read it, you just fill in your information. It takes you literally 1 minute to do it. You click a button and your word is on print saying that it's time for real change. And instead of things, backdoor agreements, for special interests, those days they should be over. And hopefully they will be, because, the light's being shown a lot more in the darkness. And I'm happy to be with ASGA and helping shine that light towards that darkness, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'll drop a link to that stuff in the show notes for folks. And, folks haven't been following you on Instagram. You've recently dropped a ton of new goodies at the Chocklett Factory too, right?
Yes, we have. It's, as you know, it's stuff I've been sitting on for years, and where to start. A lot of my stuff over the years has always been about problem solving, something I was taught years ago by Popovich. I just kind of went back to, some of the things that I don't enjoy about tying, like, for instance, all the rattles that are available on the market, trying to tie on a round object onto a round surface like a hook or a shank. It's a pain. So I went to the drawing board and designed my own rattles that we call the rattle box, that we have in 4 sizes from small to extra large, to fit a variety of size flies or whatever platform that you want to tie on. And, it's designed with a clip where it clips into a hook or a shank. You can just put a little bit of glue on the hook or shank before you just clip that rattle box on, and then you just wrap over it, and it's locked in, welded to the hook, and it just makes tying so much easier. The front portion has a nice slope, so you don't have that just immediate drop off. So you can continue the nice flow of whether you're using brushes or chenilles or, just reverse tying with hair. It just makes the tying process better. And that was my whole goal in this, is anything that we bring to the table is going to be unique and better for the tyer and angler. And that includes, which I think is some of the biggest things, are all the new flex eyes, from the flexible crustacean eyes to the flexible bug eyes that are weighted and unweighted. And then probably one of the most, if not the most important thing, are the flexible weighted minnow eyes, which anyone that's ever tied a clouser or any dumbbell weighted eye, they know how much of a pain that is to tie in. And this really durable, flexible cord that we use, you can make a couple wraps. You can put a little glue on it if you want, but a couple wraps, it just seats in because of the nature of the material. It doesn't slip. It doesn't roll, and it's locked down. And the best thing about it is we have the eyes in a variety of weights and sizes, and you can time it in with brushes, and they set out nice and clean. And if you want to do clousers, you can do anything you want to on them, and you don't have to worry about spending a minute or so just getting all your thread wraps crisscrossed and glued and all that to make it hold. And then first cast, hit a rock or a dock or a cowling or the side of the boat and have the eyes break off. So those eyes are, I think, are going to be a really big deal in the fly tying arena. And like I said, as you know, I've had those for a long time, and it's just time to release them. Then we have the swim bladders that we released too, which I'm going to do a lot more talking about that here in the future, about, how important buoyancy is in flies and how it helps with keeling. It can help you set the fly to certain depths. It's not only for shallow water, but it's also for deeper water with sinking lines to keep the fly in a certain zone. And then adding those swim bladders makes the flies swim different, because it's basically like putting a balloon in a fly. And if you've ever held an airtight object underwater, force it underwater, and then let it release, how it just wobbles like crazy as it goes back up, right? I mean, it's the same concept as that. So you're creating motion within the fly by adding these swim bladders. So that's a big deal, but I'm going to have to explain that a little bit more. But the people that know about it and I've talked to about it get it. So I'll just have to do some videos and show the swimming actions and all the different ways you can use it for not only changer platforms, but beast flies to deceivers to bass bugs to you name it, right? So that's part of it. And then, of course, the spreader dams that I've used forever with the reverse tied body cord that I've had forever. It's been sitting on these discs, and just finally had the opportunity to be able to make them. We're doing a lot of laser cutting and 3D printing, and I've got a whole team doing that with Zach. And so we're just systematically getting everything out as we can. And with those discs, they come in a variety of angles and sizes to create taper. So basically, in a nutshell, if you wanted to do a feather changer or a crafty changer or a polar changer or even a reverse bucktail type changer, you can just use these different size discs as you go forward to create the flow and taper and silhouette of the fly without having to add a bunch of brushes underneath it to get your support. So you're basically setting your taper as you go forward, just at putting a disc on there. So it's tied in, glued. Then you put a couple wraps of a brush or whatever material you want in front of it and just keep moving forward. So at the end of the day, it allows you to tie a fly much faster. It definitely allows you to tie a changer a lot faster. I mean, it's half the time, right? So I love that, especially when you're doing any type of veiling type of fly. It's perfect for that type of stuff. And we have them in round sizes and oval sizes. So if you want to do a fly that's more bunker shaped or bluegill shaped, and so it's flatter sides and a taller profile from top to bottom, so you can create any type of profile silhouette that you want with them. And so I'm real excited about those hitting the market. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. As I've shared with you over the years of different things I've been wanting to get out, and it's now happening. So we just launched all those for now, and once we get through all that, then we've got a lot more stuff coming. So I'm excited for the future. There's a lot of cool things that I've been doing over the years. I'm really happy to share it with the world now.
Yeah, that's really neat. Like I'm sitting there, while you're talking, thinking about the swim bladder. And I guess one of the super cool things I can think of would be for like really small streamers, right? Where in the past it would have been hard to get the buoyancy, because you kind of would like, I don't know, do that in a hover changer with, hollow deer hair, but you would need a certain amount of it. You can actually probably really scale down your streamers and still get that, hovering effect, right?
Yes. Yep. Yep. It's all of those things, man. It's all designed to just kind of just build on the innovation of fly design and building on the things that other people have done over the years. And, I've got a lot of bug heads and popper heads and all kinds of stuff coming out that has a lot of influence with people that's inspired me and that I've known over the years, like Joe Blados, crease fly. There's a little bit of Joe in there. There's a little bit of a couple people, and not to give it all away, but I mean, there's a lot of neat things that I'm kind of taking ideas from other people and just kind of bringing it forward to put it towards just an easier way for people to tie. And I'm excited to have that coming. Not like I said, I need to hold out for a little bit on some stuff, but there's just so many different ideas that I've just been sitting on for a long time, and I'm just really happy to finally get them to start coming out. And a lot of these are going to be in the flies that we're selling through the Chocklett Factory moving forward from now and through next year. So then we have a lot of those new patterns that will be coming out with that too. And um, it's just fun just being at the Albie Fest and having two buddies down there that were in the tournament and, seeing the fishery and the way it was. Just the conditions were tough and the fish were up and down. It was hard to get on them. When you did, a lot of people weren't getting bites, and my buddies were using gummy minnows, which are 30 years old now, close to it, and game changers. And my buddy Corey was using most of the game changers, and he ended up winning the tournament. And Shane was using gummies and then switched to game changers, and he came in second. So it was that was cool to see that. And then what kind of dad would I be if I wouldn't mention that my little boy won his third youth division in the Albie Festival? So a super proud dad on that deal. And my son's over the moon. He got this great albacore trophy that he's got hung in his room now. So love that, and just love seeing my son get to see the things I get to see. And that just brings me back to why I do this and why it's important to share the conservation side of this, so my son gets to experience what I've seen throughout my life. I want to make sure that he gets to do that, and his kids get to see it. That's what it's all about. Sharing knowledge and just trying to conserve what we have.
Yeah, very, very neat. And so you're heading out here in a few days. I think if I remember correctly, you're going to be at Dakota Angler, and then where else you're going to go. So maybe if there's some spots and some classes, people can kind of jump in and spend some time with you.
Yeah, so I'll be there last weekend in October, and I will be coming back from that, and then I'll be down in Charleston doing some tying demos and just a shop day down there with my good friend Randy Hamilton that I've known for a long time. He now works for a shop down in Charleston. I'm super happy to go see my buddy Scotty and all my friends down there, and just kind of teach my flies for their great red fisheries, their tarpon that they get moving in and out of there at times, and their jacks. And just, I get to fish down South Carolina quite a bit. So I do have a good knowledge base of what to share with them, and just share with them flies I've used when I've been down there and how I've done well with those. And excited to share that. And then there's a couple other places I got to go, but one of the big things is, as we've lost a lot of heroes the past few years, and losing Flip this year was just really tough. And he and Brian at Mad River Outfitters had a trip scheduled to Cuba, and Flip was supposed to be going on that, doing a documentary, and after his passing, they called me up to ask me if I would take his place. Not that I can or even want to, but they wanted me to be there because they want to kind of just honor Flip on that trip. And there's a lot of guests that were going to go, and I was honored to be asked. And you know, I, I knew Flip well and thought the world of him, and just being able to go to Cuba for the first time and share a lot of love about Flip with his friends and people that paid to be there with him. I know I can't make up for Flip, but I'll do my best, and hopefully we'll have a great time and, just share a lot of memories about Flip and catch some fish. I know that's what he'd want us to do.
Well, there you go. Well, I will drop links to all the Chocklett Factory stuff in the show notes, and hopefully, our paths will cross in the Old Dominion around Thanksgiving. We'll be able to maybe have a turkey sandwich or something and maybe watch a little football.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, safe travels and tight lines, everybody.